Why do you play these long and boring games? They are fun. No, they are boring. What are you drinking? Milk? Ah, what kind of milk? Almond milk? Milk, you know, from a cow. Hi. Jeez, you scared me. You're not doing one of these I play different characters, talk to myself and edit it later together skits, do you? I don't know what you're talking about. What is almond? That's so uncreative and TikTok. What do you want from me? You haven't released an episode in a while, haven't you? Well, I was pretty busy. With what? Procrastinating? Come on, you don't even know what this means. Well, it's definitely not made out of almonds. Well, hello, it's been a while, so I'm certainly glad you're here with me for another episode. In this episode, I'm going to talk about Shin Megami Tensei V on the Nintendo Switch. I finished the game in the past, a couple of months ago, and yeah, I give you my thoughts. Did I like it or not? Would I recommend it? So, is Shin Megami Tensei V on the Nintendo Switch worth it? Here we go. So let's start with the graphics. I thought this is a beautiful looking game. It has a similar art style like the other Shin Megami Tensei games, but is a bit more open worldish and has also its unique own kind of touch. It reminded me a bit of Shin Megami Tensei 3 when it comes to the art style and the world build, which I like cause I absolutely love Shin Megami Tensei 3. The game for me was running really smooth on the Nintendo Switch. I played it in dock mode like almost all games, and there were no hiccups, no long loading times or anything, and I thought it was looking really crisp, and yeah, I really liked the graphics. I would say it's one of the best looking Switch games so far. Let's talk about the world. Like I said, the world is amazing. I love the post-apocalyptic setting, the eschaton kind of feel, the desert setting, running past kind of modern style buildings and structures that are run down or decayed as if they are from the past. Like highways, collapsed bridges and skyscrapers, a big dragon kind of creature flying in the background when you first arrive into this kind of world there. And I thought, I loved the world, but it was really awesome looking. Throughout the game it really felt like you're in two different kind of worlds, which looked so awesome. And another thing that I really liked is that you saw all the demons running around in the world in real time, which was pretty cool. I always like to talk about the music in games because it's so important to me, and after finishing games, if I really like them, I listen to the soundtracks a lot while doing dishes or cooking or whatever, and the music in Shin Megami Tensei V is just amazing. I really loved it. It has so many different kind of styles like the other Shin Megami Tensei games, and it is spheric at some points or heavy at other points. You have chill tracks, you have funky tracks, you have eerie tracks and dreamy-like tracks like in the past in other Shin Megami Tensei games. You have some electronic tracks, and there were two tracks that were flat out even like techno trance, which I absolutely loved. It was like more closer to the end. But one track in particular felt like a futuristic western song, which really was fitting to the whole setting, like the post-apocalyptic setting. And it really felt like this could be my favorite Shin Megami Tensei soundtrack so far. Like I said, after finishing the game, I was listening to the soundtrack for a month later because I really enjoyed it, the atmosphere, the variety of different kind of styles, and yeah, I love the music so much. And now let's go to the story, which is kind of an important thing in RPGs in my opinion. And I enjoyed the story of Shin Megami Tensei V for what it was. It wasn't bad or weak, but also wasn't mind-bending or full of twists and turns, which unfortunately I kind of was like hoping this will come up. But I think it was a good story, but there also is lots of improvement for future Shin Megami Tensei games to make it a bit more interesting, to have you on the edge of the seat. The story wasn't bad or anything at all, but I was missing some things that kind of keep me interested in the story. Compared to other Shin Megami Tensei games, it wasn't as convoluted, which I think is good in my opinion. And yeah, like I said, it was missing some mystery box elements though, and something that keeps you on the edge of your seat and doesn't want you to put down the controller. At the end of the game, the message though of the story was pretty cool and kind of deep, so yeah, I like that. Now let's come to the characters. I think they were fine. I didn't like Ichiro, the guy with the yellow cap and the yellow shirt. He was a bit annoying. but other supporting characters weren't really deep and very interesting either, so I think again there's lots of improvement for future Shin Megami Tensei games. But what I absolutely loved was the main protagonist, the main character. He really was amazing. I loved the long blue hair, the tech suit, the kind of laser blade that came out of his hand, and I really like the look of the main protagonist. It is a silent character, which I personally always like because you can relate to the character more, you can more pretend you are the character and can dive into the world and immerse a bit more, which I absolutely love compared to having a character with a voice actor and stuff like that. But I really love the main character together with Hero from Dragon Quest XI and maybe Bowie from Shining Force 2. This one now is my favorite RPG main character of all time. I love the look. Now let's get over to the last point, the gameplay. How does it feel? How does it play? And again, I love the variety of different demons and angels, beasts and deities, dragons, fairies, whatnot, especially the enemies that are based on Japanese folklore, which is a big part of the series. And like in the other mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, there's a main focus on all these Japanese folklore kind of demons and deities, which I absolutely loved. The demon system in Shin Megami Tensei V was just fantastic. Like in prior mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, you kind of collect demons and fuse them together to make stronger demons. These are like your teammates that you fight with, and that was like super addictive and really fun to do that. And in Shin Megami Tensei V, it felt way more refined, and it actually was super addictive and quite fun. Again, collecting demons, fighting with them, then getting other demons, fusing them together and have stronger demons. That was so much fun, and I really enjoyed that. The battle system was pretty satisfying and fun as well. Again, you see the demons walking around the world, and as soon as you come close to them, it switches to a turn-based, classical turn-based RPG with attacks, elemental magic spells and special attacks and whatnot. You don't have any other characters as your teammates, like I said, but you recruit all kinds of different demons which you have in your team. And yeah, there was a lot of hidden secrets and collectibles, like finding the Mimans, these cute little red kind of crystal creatures. That was pretty cool. It reminded me of collecting the Koroks in Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which, yeah, that's always something that I enjoy, collecting stuff in video games, unlocking stuff, hidden secrets. And yeah, the side quests were kind of related to the world build and overall story, and they weren't just random, and also it wasn't a huge amount of them, like for instance in Xenoblade Chronicles on the Nintendo Switch. They were like, I don't know, a plethora of side quests, and it kind of at some point felt a bit tedious, and this wasn't the case with Shin Megami Tensei V. The only thing I didn't like so much in the game actually was that you weren't able to level up to level 999, which you could do in other Shin Megami Tensei mainline games, and you only could rank up to level 99, which I didn't know. Which brings me to another thing. There was a DLC that you could get, and I wouldn't recommend getting the DLC because what you have in the game are Mitama. These are enemies that you could farm for experience points, for currency, and the DLC kind of ruined the experience for me when it comes to leveling up your characters and demons, because you had the ability to have way more Mitama going around the world, and you could, like, yeah, again, farm for experience points, which I did, and I hit the level 99 cap quite soon in the game, like, I don't know, maybe 25 hours into the game, and then I realized, oh, that's it, I can't level up further. So this kind of a little bit ruined the experience for me, so I wouldn't recommend to get the DLC, and I also wouldn't recommend to farm for Mitama in the beginning. Maybe at the end, or if there's a strong boss and you can't really like beat the boss, maybe go and farm some Mitama for experience points or for gold or whatever. So yeah, that's just my opinion here. Maybe this helps you out. Now let's go over to the difficulty. I thought the game felt way more easy compared to Shin Megami Tensei 3 or 4 or 4 Apocalypse. It felt like the more you progress, the more quality of life improvements you have throughout the whole main series, which makes the gameplay for Shin Megami Tensei V quite fluid and gives you a smooth experience with less frustrations, which I actually like. But I know that there are fans out there who love a challenge, who love that the Shin Megami Tensei games, not only the mainline games, but also all the other like spin-off games, that they love the challenge and they love that these games are so tough and really hard to beat. I didn't have that with 5. Again, it was really smooth, fluid, and quite casual, I would even say. Again, there's difficulty levels you could crank up, and there are other things. There are some final bosses, some like side bosses and side quests that are really like tough. I think there was one that I couldn't even beat, if I remember correctly. Again, it's so long ago. But yeah, so there are challenges, don't get me wrong. But if you just casually play the game and the story and want to finish the game, I think you can do this within maybe 60, 70 hours easily without any struggle. So let's go over to my verdict. Would I recommend Shin Megami Tensei V? Absolutely. If you love RPGs, if you even played maybe prior games, definitely give it a go. Again, it's a bit more modernized, it's a bit more open worldish, it looks beautiful, the soundtrack is amazing, I really enjoyed it. If you haven't played any Shin Megami Tensei games but are interested in RPGs, definitely give this a go. I think this is a good entry point into the series. And now, how would I rank the Shin Megami Tensei games? This is the last review now so far, because I have played all the Shin Megami Tensei mainline games that are available in the Western world here. So I would say for me it's a close call. I give Shin Megami Tensei V a 9.5 out of 10. I did the same with Shin Megami Tensei 3. So 3 and 5 are kinda sharing spot 1 for me. If I had to decide, I think I would slightly go for 3 because it was more challenging again. And it didn't have all these quality of life improvements, but I love the atmosphere there. But again, 5 also was amazing. And after that I would go for 4 Apocalypse and then 4. So these are all the mainline games that I could play. I hope they will re-release remasters or maybe even remakes of the first Shin Megami Tensei games. And that would be awesome. I definitely would be up for playing that. Currently I'm playing the Persona series. I started with that. I started playing Persona 1 and finished it. I'm now currently into Persona 2 on the PSP. Yeah, maybe I will do some episodes on this. But yeah, that's it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.